Hello everyone. I told y'all I would be making a video about my Stanford trip, and here it is. So, I just want to say for everyone that donated money, helped me, gave me advice for my trip, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for making it a possibility for me. I genuinely had the time of my life. I think it it went beyond my expectations. It was worth every penny, every dime. I really would do that trip 4 more times if I could. It was amazing. The people were amazing. The experience was amazing. And overall, what I got out of it was a confirmation that I'm going to law school, a confirmation that I I love politics. I love the law and the judicial system, and it's something that I want to do. So, in this video, I will be explaining my day-to-day life on Stanford's campus, what we did, the people I met, and then I'll have some clips here and there of photos and stuff like that. So here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna start in the very beginning. I got this in the mail. This was the letter packet they gave me that I showed everyone, and from this, it was in a pretty fancy package, and I was really excited. It had my name, letters, information. It just had me really pumped. So I was just starting from the beginning. This is the letter. I'll have okay. So I'll just start from the day I left my house to go to the airport. I was really excited, really nervous. Gonna fly 5 hours by myself. Got to the airport, ate some food, hung out. Mom took pictures of me, and got on the airplane. Headed there, did not know anyone on the airplane. I did meet a law professor on the airplane that is a professor at UGA, so that was kind of neat. So, when I got to San Francisco's airport, called my parents. They kind of ran me through how to get there. Got there, got off the phone, saw the Envision people. Everyone had on name tags. And I saw a whole bunch of kids standing in this corner, and did not know a single one. So I'm just kind of sitting there. I talk to some people, and I make friends with two guys. They're really cool. Get on the bus after an hour to go to Stanford. Get to Stanford. It is pretty hot outside. It's sun's beaming, and get there. You get your room key. You get your meal card, and they say go to your room, meet your roommates. I was really nervous that I'd have some crazy creepy roommates, but my roommates ended up being my best friends. Picture them here. They were honestly amazing. I walked in, I was like, hey guys, introduced myself, got the bed situation set up, and from then we were best friends. I don't know what happened. We all clicked, we all talked. Every single night of the trip, we weren't even only one of my roommates was in my group, which I'll get into later. Every single night, we'd just come back to the dorms and just talk about our day, talk about the things we learned, the people we met, and just put it all out there. And it was amazing. So, anyways, after I meet my roommates, go to dinner. Didn't know anyone again. Sat with people didn't know, talked, made friends. It was cool. Then we got into professional wear, which was professional, and we went to our first lecture hall. So lectures were basically Stanford professors, speakers that came in, lawyers that came in. Oh, we also got a schedule, which basically told us what we were going to be doing for the next 10 days. Oh, we met our groups. So the groups are the people you spend the most time with. You're with them every day, all parts of the day until you go to sleep. And you have a group advisor. So my group advisor, her name was Natalia. She was a triple major that attended University of Florida. She was amazing. When I tell you she was great in every sense of the word great, she was great. She gave us good advice. She was so smart, so enlightening, gave such good advice for everything. My opinion, she was the best advisor at that camp. And I was so fortunate to have had her. In my group, there was about 13 of us, and my group was also my best friend. We did everything together. And the thing is, you're not even forced to hang out with your group outside of working time. But whenever we had free time, it was all of us together going places, doing things. That was by choice. We were best friends. I'll show y'all a picture of them here. So, we had something called firm time, which is basically when we went into like this little office, like each group. Also, our group name was Belli, Belli. That was like our thing. So we went into this little office thing. They started introducing the case. We got this packet. This is the book. It is 200 pages long, and this is the entire case. It has affidavits in it, has evidence, text messages, pictures. It is a case, like a case book. This is when they introduced the case to us. It was Hendricks versus the state of Midlands. It was an attempted murder case. Very interesting case. Super fun, serious, and mature. In this process, there are two parts. You have your witnesses and you have your attorneys. We were split up in half because we ended up having 12 at the end. So it was 12 of us, and we were split up in half, 6 and 6. So one half would be the defense, one half would be the prosecution, 3 on each side would be witnesses, 3 on each side would be attorneys. And we went against other groups in the case. We never went against each other. We kind of just like used each other to help each other out. I was on the defense. So in order for Natalia to assign our roles, she wanted to see how well we did speaking, how well we did acting, because like as a witness, you are acting the part. If you are playing a 40-year-old like grandma, you are acting the part of a 4-year-old grandma. If you're playing a street performer, you're acting the part of a street performer. So you really have to get in. And as an attorney, you have to be able to speak in front of people for long periods of time, be confident, and be able to be witty and on the ball at all times. What she did, she said, okay, we did this thing to get to know each other. So they told us to say something you love doing. I said I love driving because I really do enjoy it. The next day, she said, okay, I want to see how well you guys do speaking. You're going to have to talk about whatever topic I give you for 1 minute and convince the group of something. Mine was why driving should be illegal. So she purposely did that because she knew I loved driving. And for 1 minute, I had to speak on the spot on why driving should be illegal. And I did really, really well and just pulled it out. And I ended up being an attorney, which is what I wanted. And I was put on a defense attorney. And not only was I an attorney, I was also asked to do the closing statement. So in the case, you have a couple different parts. You have your opening statements, you have your crosses and directs, which is when you like question the witness, and then you have your closing statement. Your opening statement's around 5 minutes long. Also by memory, you just have to, it's basically a speech, 5 minutes. Your crossings, which is required from every single attorney, it can be like, I don't know, it's probably like 4 minutes of questioning by memory. Closing statement is a 10-minute speech in front of the jury by memory. There were 2 of us. My friend Divya was assigned opening statements, and then she got to do her witnesses, and I was assigned closing statements, and I got to do my witnesses. So I had to write a 10-minute speech and present it to the jury. I do have that speech, and we'll link it in here somewhere. We could not record it because there was no recording allowed in the San Francisco Superior Courthouse. I did really, really well during it, but I'll get to that later. After we were assigned roles, that's when we could really start working on the case. We had to study it. We had to know these affidavits, which if you don't know what affidavits are, they're basically alibis for the most part of where people were on that night, and I'll introduce the case in a second. But, yeah, they're usually like, I don't know, probably 4 to 5 pages of someone just talking about like that night and how it was for them. So let me hit lectures really quick before I go into anything else. Lectures, yeah, so we had different lectures. Every day we had like 2 to 3. They're about an hour each. Kind of like split up. We had to be in relaxed professional attire for the most part. Sometimes professional depending on who the speaker was. And we had 2 kinds of lectures. So we had one kind of lecture which was basically parts of a case. So like learning how to write opening statements, learning how to do cross-examinations, direct examinations, and like just all the parts of the case, which was done by usually the head advisor, Jack Biederman, who was actually accepted into Stanford, really smart guy. And then we had the other part of our lectures, which were like Stanford professors, lawyers, and things like that, which would go over like legal material 2 to 3 times a day, just so you can learn it, because you have 10 days to get this case like set and ready to go in a courtroom. Free time. Okay. So I think we had a fair amount of like free time to do what you wanted to do. The campus is the second largest campus in the world, the largest in the United States. It's massive. Like it's huge. And you got to go wherever you wanted as far as you can make it, right? And there was this place on campus called Tressidor. It was the area where they had the Starbucks, the Panda Express, the Subway, like all the cool area. And went there almost every day with my group. We hung out. It was so much fun. We'd even hang out with our advisor, Natalia. She was great. Yeah, we all hung out at Tressidor. We'd explore the campus. So Stanford has fountains, and I guess it's Stanford culture to jump into the fountains. So like you randomly see like people jumping in fountains, which was fun. But yeah, we did that. It was really, really, really fun. Every night we'd have like a little activity we did. So it'd be like trivia night or like minute to win it or like little games that we'd play. Let me just run through a day-by-day schedule so this all makes sense. You wake up whenever you want, really. You have to be at your lecture at 9:15. So if you want to wake up at 9 o'clock, get ready and go, you can do that. I personally woke up at 6:30 every morning, took a shower because the shower's packed, and my roommates and I would head to Starbucks, grab a drink, and then go to the breakfast hall, which is Arrilaga Hall, dining hall. The food was pretty good. Like, can't complain. Had good stuff, seasonings, condiments. Like, it was great. And we'd go to Arrilaga, eat our breakfast, and be ready to go at like 9 o'clock. And we just had a schedule we went by every single day. That worked for us. But if you wanted to wake up at 9 and show up at 9:15, you're welcome to do that. So after that, go to your lectures, do all your lectures. We'd have lunch. You can go to Tressidor. You can go to Arrilaga, you can order food, whatever you want to do. We'd usually have like another lecture, do that. And then we'd have firm time, which was basically our meeting time, like I told y'all, about working on the case. We'd do that with our group for a couple hours. Then you'd have dinner. Dinner you can do wherever you want, go wherever on campus or order food. After dinner, we'd go back to firm, work on the case some more. Then we'd have like our little like trivia night or whatever. So lights out was around 10:30. So our day started at 7:45 and ended at 10:30 for the most. Then on, I want to say Saturday, we went to downtown San Francisco. And downtown San Francisco, there's this place called Fisherman's Wharf, which is basically a whole bunch of piers and this beautiful beach. And you can see the Golden Gate Bridge. Like, it's amazing. And we got to hang out there, like, probably from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. And they just dropped us off and said, guys, have fun, be safe. And that was the end of it. My group and I we wanted to be fancy and extra, so we got like reservations to this super nice expensive restaurant because we had all been saving our money for Fisherman's Wharf. So I had a $100 meal. It was great because Fisherman's Wharf is known for their crab. So I got like a crab this, crab that, crab like everything. Like, we were feasting. Like, it was an amazing dinner. We had no money after that, but it was like the last day, so it was fine. But we honestly had an amazing time. We went to Ghirardelli Square, got Ghirardelli ice cream, hung out. We got to meet like crazy people. San Francisco is very, very liberal. So people are able to do whatever they want. Like, their laws are just very like shaky. So people are running around, like, doing all this crazy stuff. We saw people biking naked. It was odd. And it was like a police car behind them. They had like a permit to bike naked. It was like San Francisco, they do that. So, but it was a great experience. Honestly, Fisherman's Wharf was probably one of the best days. It was so much fun. We got to do whatever, hang out. I had a great time there with my group. I think we had so much fun together because we put in so much work. So when we were able to relax, it was like we could just let it all out. And it wasn't a stiff program. It wasn't very stuffy. It wasn't everyone thought they were better than anyone else. Like, we were all on the same page, on the same level, and just had a common interest. And I think that's why we all got along so well. Because it wasn't a very uptight, like, do this, do that program. It was super relaxed, but also just, like, get your work done. There's, like, no problem. So I think that's why I enjoyed it so much. From, like, you know, like this and everything looking so fancy, I was expecting a super uptight, stiff program, like, and it wasn't that at all. And I think I just really appreciated that, and that they made it comfortable, but still it felt normal, you know. It felt like I belonged. It was so diverse, so diverse. People from all over the world, the country. In our group alone, it's so sad. We talk every single day. We have a group chat. I still talk to these kids to this day daily. We like FaceTime, but we are all across the country in different time zones. My friend RJ, she's in Hawaii. My friend Brandon's in Atlanta, so we have to hang out with him. Like Dylan is in New Jersey. My friend Emily, she's in California. Like, we are so spread out. My friend Farrell, she's in LA. Like, we are across the entire country, and we're all in different time zones too. But regardless of that, we were, and she's like, people from Hawaii, it was crazy. But regardless of that, we were all able to come together. And the fact that even with us being in time zones, RJ's 6 hours behind, Emily's 3, like, we are all still able to get along. Jada, she's 2, she's in Chicago. It's just, I think it's amazing. And we have such an appreciation for each other. And it just went amazing. The day before the trial, which was taking place in the San Francisco Superior Courthouse, like I said, we had a dance party, probably from 7 to 10:30, and they like stuck in this little room. It was actually a pretty big area, and they put on music, hired a DJ. We're all hanging out, dancing. That was really fun. We just hung out. It was literally like a party. Like, we just went to a party, and it was great. And it's funny when I tell people that I had such an amazing time, and I mentioned like Fisherman's Wharf and the dance party, like, wow, that sounds like amazing, like so lit. But I had the best times like working. And like working on this case, looking at these like affidavits, interviewing, like this was like the best part of the trip. And I just learned so much. I just feel like I came back feeling different. Okay, so I'm just gonna get straight to the trial. Let me give you like a little synopsis on the case. So this was an attempted murder case. This is the story. There's like so much to this. A girl named Carrie Bellion is married to this man named Carmen, okay? They're married, they have a daughter named Bailey. Carrie, is the victim. Carmen is in Ecuador on the run. So, Carmen is having an affair with my client, Dylan Hendricks, right? And Carmen tells Carrie about the affair. Carrie's obviously distraught and upset and a mess. Starts taking drugs, bath salts, and drinking every night. Carmen leaves the country. She's like wanted, or he's wanted. Now, on this night, Carrie gets high off of bath salts, goes to her apartment, and someone is in her apartment, strangles her, and leaves, like knocks her out and leaves. They obviously think that's my client that did that because of she was the one having the affair. There's a lot more details. I can't give everything to you, but that's basically the case. And I'm proving that my client did not do this, right? And that Carrie, my position on the case was that Carrie was on drugs, a mind-altering drug that can make you hallucinate. And Carrie thinks she saw my client, but she really didn't because she was on drugs. So that's basically what my side was. And obviously the prosecution was saying, well, my client wanted Carrie out of the picture so that she could be with Carmen. That's basically it. So, again, I was a attorney and I did the closing statement. The closing statement, when I was assigned that, I was so excited because it's probably one of the biggest parts of the case. A 10-minute speech to the jury. But again, it was also a 10-minute speech to the jury. So I was scared that I was going to forget everything and just like black out and just not going to go well. But I wrote it. Natalia helped me make the best closing statement ever. And I pulled it off. So we got in our professional clothing. We all had on blazers. It was based off of a point system. We went against another group. We walk into this courtroom, and it's massive. It was like, see if I can get a picture. If I can, it'll be right here. And we walk in, and it all was just there. And I think at that moment, as a group, we felt it, and we were like, this is it. Like, this is what we've been preparing for these 10 days. And the 10 days felt so long, but so short at the same time, because we all got so close, But also we were like, this has only been 10 days, like we need more time. We walk in there, we sit down, the other group's there, and it, like, my heart is like racing out of my chest. I am so terrified. My friend Divya does the opening statement. She absolutely kills it. It was so amazing. And then we did our crosses, and I killed my cross. I actually had to cross the victim, which is hard because you can't, as a lawyer, you see people and they're like questioning them and they're hitting them with all these questions and they can't speak. But when you're crossing the victim, she could just start crying at any moment and then I look like the bad guy, right? So you have to make sure the jury still likes you or else you don't get anywhere. So with her, I had to like be stern, be witty, but I also couldn't just be jumping on her with attacks because that'd make me look bad. Because regardless of what happened, like she still got strangled and I can't like attack her for that. So I had to be really careful and kind of tiptoe my way around. I got to direct Charlie Waters, who was the street performer, very flamboyant, funny. It went amazing. We really played off of each other, and it went really well. And then my closing statement came up. They were like, do you have a closing statement? And I was like, yes, Your Honor. I went up there, and oh God, I was so scared. Like, I don't even think I was breathing. Because I was trying to like go over the speech that I had written like 3 days prior, because you can't like write as soon as they tell you you're doing the closing statement, you can't write it then because you don't have enough information. The case is still being investigated. You still have to find out stuff. So I was writing my closing statement until up to the day of the case because you just get new information every day. And I went up there and I delivered that closing statement, and I think I did an amazing job. After I finished that 10-minute speech, I turned around and like my other attorneys were looking at me and they like all looked so happy that I did like an amazing job. The witnesses were like trying not to clap, and my advisor was in the back and just like smiled at me and just like gave me reassurance that I did amazing. I think that was really like, after that I felt it, like that I closed it off and I was like, wow, like that was it. I did it and I got it through, and I was so happy. So we went through the case. The judge we didn't get the verdict until the next day. The judge was like, okay, case is over, and we all just like relaxed and we shook each other's hand. It was really that time in the courtroom was emotional. Like we were about to cry. It was upsetting. And it was also the second to last day, because the next day was the day we went home, and that was rough. Definitely rough. And we went back on the charter buses and headed back to Stanford, and we had this like lounge room. We went there and we ordered like Chipotle, and just played music and just hung out and just really just enjoyed like our last time with each other. And it's funny, every single day after our days, we had like about maybe an hour and a half before room check. Our entire group, including our advisor, would go into like the lounge room, eat food, play music, and it'd just be us like relaxing. And a lot of people got close with our group, but I think our group had so many big personalities, and you'd think that'd make us clash, but I guess the environment we were in, we all just like clicked together and like made like this power group. These are my best friends. When I tell you after 10 days, these people are my best friends. Like they really are. So then last day was rough. We packed the day before. We were ready to go. Skip that. We got to go to the bookstore, Stanford bookstore. I got this sweater from Stanford, $85 sweater, but it was so nice. I loved it. Everything there was really high quality but expensive. Bookstore was expensive, but anyways. So we got to go there and do shopping. The last day was tough. We left our rooms. We had to go grab like our bus passes to take us back to the airport. And we had our last firm. So we walk into firm, we all got Starbucks, and we just look at each other and we're just like, this is it. Like it was sad. And as I was ready to go home, but I easily could have stayed another 3 weeks and have been fine. Yeah, it was rough. We were crying, upset. We just played music. We literally just like listened to music, and we were just hanging out and just like saying our goodbyes. And I cried. It was really sad. Like I even called my friend. I was like, I'm not ready to go back. It was hard. And we were all on different like buses to go there, and shuttles and planes. yeah, and it was my friend Gavin and I. We were on the first shuttle. He lives in Florida, and we're leaving. We're giving each other hugs, and it was just rough. Like, he'll tell you, on the way to the airport, I was just like sitting there. Like, that was literally my face the entire time. We got to the airport, and they were just like, "Okay, bye," and I went to security by myself, and I got to my gate by myself. Didn't even call anyone, and I sat there and waited for my plane. And that's actually one of the girls that I went against in the case was on the same plane as me. She was in Atlanta. Her name is Olivia. She was really good. She also did the closing statements for the prosecution. And she was on the plane, and it was sad. Like, I was a mess. And those were kind of our last moments. And in the group chat, we're all texting, like, we have to call. And we got home. As soon as I pulled in, like, all my friends were waiting for me at my house. And were super excited to see me. Hadn't seen me in 10 days. And they were there waiting. And I was really happy to see them. And it was great. But I was also so sad. I guess that's all, really. I wish I could fit everything in this video, but I can't. But it was amazing. The experience. Thank you guys so much. Like, all of you, thank you for allowing me to go on this trip, because I don't know what I would have done without it. It really was amazing. And last day, got my certificate of achievement, saying that in recognition of academic success and commitment to the legal field. So I got my certificate, and I really love law, and I think I might be an attorney. We'll see, but this is my passion. This is what I love. And without the help of y'all and your support, I would have never been able to confirm that, at least not until college. So thank you so much for supporting me and being there. The trip was amazing, and I just want to say thank you. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And just know I had an amazing time. It was so amazing. I cannot stress enough how great my time was. So thank you, everyone. I'll try to make sure I have videos that I can send individually, and I'd love to give y'all a call if you have any questions directly or just want to hear like more in detail about the trip. So thank you, guys.